Good morning everyone. I thought I'd just make a quick video about feeding magpies because there's been a few comments on my other videos about it and some valid concerns. So I thought I'd just speak about that for a bit. The main problem people have is causing dependency, which could absolutely be a problem if you're feeding them multiple times a day, every day, and they don't need to forage for their own food at all. That is definitely a problem. As well as dependency, unless you're doing a lot of research and making sure you're covering all the bases, the nutrition is probably wrong as well. That can lead to deficiencies in certain areas, calcium being one of the big ones. That leads to things like weak bones or weak beaks, or even that one magpie that was going around over east that had no beak at all. Guess it had been fed inappropriately from a very young age and just never developed a beak. Or it fell off at a very young age perhaps. So that's not a reason to just panic and never feed a bird, but it is a reason to stop and think about what you're doing. So what I would recommend is, if you're going to feed them, once a week or maybe once every few days at most. That way they're not depending on you, and they're also getting all the good nutrition they need for the rest of the week or the rest of those few days. But also there are some signs you can look out for whether a magpie is getting its appropriate nutrition. So magpie left me this little gift a few days ago. And what that is a nugget that they regurgitate. So this comes out of their mouth. And what that is all the leftover undigestible bits from bugs and seeds and whatnot, exoskeletons. So if you've got a magpie leaving you one of those, it's probably getting what it needs. I guess something to think about is if you've got magpies visiting you daily and you've never seen one of those around your area, there's a good chance that either you or one of your neighbors is feeding the magpies far too regularly and they're not getting the other things they need in their diet. So keep an eye out for those, and if you're not seeing them and you are feeding regularly, maybe just pull back on that a bit. Don't just give up on them, because if they've become dependent on you and you stop feeding them, then they could starve. So start feeding them a bit less and see if they start foraging for food themselves. So that's what the ones around here do. They rock up here every day, but I don't feed them every day, and they'll just walk around looking for bugs or seeds or whatever, and they're quite happy to do that. Whereas if I was feeding them every time they got here, they'd never do it themselves, and certainly for the younger ones, they just never develop that skill. So yeah, enjoy nature and interact with it, but be responsible.